Good evening. This is Ken, and you're here with the Ugly Truth. I will be calling the play-by-play by myself this evening, and hopefully everyone will enjoy the game. I enjoy doing the play-by-play calls, and game time should start right around the corner. And they're doing a little bit of the pregame conversations right now with Meredith Marakovich talking about uh, Kent. All right. Want to welcome Jonathan and CT. I've got two folks that are here. Thank you for coming in. Game time should start here in about 4 minutes or so. Doing a little bit of the pregame stuff right now. They're talking about Oswaldo's injury. The team seems to be in a somber mood, and I'm feeling that they're going to go out and play their hearts out for Oswaldo today. So, Jonathan, have you reached your final destination? The report that Marakovich is putting out is that the severity of Cabrera's injury is going to require surgery. They don't have a timeline yet on what exactly is going on. Hey, Sean, thanks for jumping into the stream. We're in a commercial break right now, just prior to first pitch. I was just telling the rest of the stream that Meredith Marakovich came out and said that the severity of Oswaldo's injury is going to require surgery. They don't have a timeline for that schedule and when it's going to happen. Hey, FJ, glad to see you hopping in. Thank you, brother, for being here. Dodgers placed Roki Sasaki on the injured list. Wow. So they're down another pitcher. I'm curious by the time we lock up against the Dodgers, who the hell are they actually going to have to pitch the games against us? One thing that I would like not to see is that damn Mariner Trident come out tonight. Jonathan, are you in California? And we are back to the street. Nancy, welcome to the stream. There is no score. They haven't started yet. We are going up the middle game of the series. If we win, we take the series and go for the sweep tomorrow at 4:10. And we have Trent Grisham leading off, followed by Aaron Judge, Cody Bellinger, Paul Schmidt in the 4-hole, Austin Wells 5, Volpe 6, Dominguez 7, and I missed the rest of it. Sorry about that. Brian Wu this season on 7 starts. He's 4-1 with a 3.25 ERA. He's given up 4 home runs. And the book on Wu is he throws heat about 95% of the time. So, a lot of fastballs up in the zone. So anticipate it. Time to get nasty. His last start was his worst start. He gave up 5 runs against the A's. Anybody who caught my pre-series review knows that. They're going against to describe the defensive lineup, and if you guys are watching on TV, you're going to know what it is. Pretty much the team looks the same. Trent Grisham is getting up to the box. He had a 3-hit night last night with a pair of home runs, and he is about to lead it off. Grisham is hitting .288 on the season with 12 home runs, 22 RBIs, and a 10.36 OPS. Wu's ready to go. He sets and brings the first pitch, and Grisham fouls it off to bring the count to 0-1. Wu sets, and he brings the second pitch up out of the strike zone for ball 1. Count is evened at 1-1. I see that Cold Italian Pizza has hopped in. Thank you for joining our stream, the play-by-play for the Yankees versus the Mariners. And Wu sets, and he fires one into the dirt all the way back to the backstop. The count is now 2-1 on Grisham. We're in the top of the first, and Grisham is our leadoff hitter. The count is 2-1. And Wu sets and fires the third, or the pitch is inside for our third ball. The count is now 3-1. Wu is the ace of the Mariners staff at this time. Outstanding pitcher. Doesn't really have to have weaknesses. He fires a 4-seam fastball that Grisham swings through at the top of the zone to even the count, or bring the count to 3-2. Grisham steps out of the box, takes a little bit of a timeout, gathering his thoughts, getting ready to do his best to get on base. And Wu sets and he fires, and Grisham hits a shot deep to right, but it's going to stay in the park, and Taveras is going to catch the ball to record the first out of the inning. So Wu likes to pitch up in the strike zone, and the captain steps up to the plate, and his first pitch to Judge is smacked. It's hit deep to left center, and Rodriguez dives and reaches for the catch and makes the catch on the warning track. He robs Judge of extra bases and records the second out of the inning. Cody Bellinger is coming up to bat next. That was a heck of a catch by Rodriguez. He covered a lot of ground. He laid out sliding onto the warning track to get it up. He's a good center fielder. And Bellinger is up to bat. He had 2 hits last night. He's on an 8-game hit streak. And the pitch is in. inside for ball one. And Wu sets and fires the second pitch, and Bellinger tags it to left field, and it is going, and it bounces off the wall. Bellinger is rounding to second and slides in safety with a 2-out double. So we have a runner at second with 2 outs, and Paul Goldschmidt coming up to bat. As I said in the pre-series review and the pregame, Wu is a fastball pitcher. Most of his pitches are fastball based one way or another, and the Yankees are a good fastball hitting team. So if Wu is down in the strike zone and not riding high, I think the Yankees are going to have a good night against him. And Goldschmidt takes a swing at the first pitch and fouls it straight back. That was a four-seam fastball running about 95 miles an hour. Goldschmidt on the season is hitting .350 with 4 home runs, 21 RBIs, and an .894 OPS. Wu checks on the runner at second. He sets and he fires, and Goldschmidt tips the ball foul to bring the count to 0-2. That was a sinker at 96 miles an hour. Definitely looks like the Yankees are hunting fastballs. Looks like the foul ball took Raleigh in the thigh, so he's a little bit of pain there. And Wu sets. He fires the 0-2 that's up, stairs, and out of the strike zone to bring our count to 1-2. Mark Wegner is the crew chief and the umpire behind the plate, and he is very hitter friendly. And Wu sets and fires, and Goldschmidt pops it up. The shortstop Crawford backs up, and he catches the ball in short left center field to record the 3rd out. The Yankees had 1 hit, no runs, and the Mariners had no errors. We're heading to the bottom of the 1st. And we have a note from CT Cards. The Red Sox have tied it up 6-6 with the Ranger or the Tigers, and they are in the 10th. So we're in a commercial break. Note from FJ: hard hit balls that inning, but nothing to show for it. Yeah, nothing to show for it now. He starts getting the ball a little bit lower, we may have something to show for it. All right. My mistake, Stephen B. And we have J.P. Crawford coming up to bat with Julio Rodriguez following second, and Kyle Raleigh following. So those will be the top 3. And if they get to the 4th, it'll be Randy Rosarina. And Max Fried on the season is got 8 starts, 6-0 on the season, a 1.05 ERA. He has opponent batting average of 187 for 5th best in the major leagues. And Fried fires the first pitch in. It's grounded softly to Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt fires it to Fried covering first and records the 1st out of the inning. 1 pitch, 1 out. J-Rod is coming up to bat. He's hitting 228 on the season with 7 home runs, 18 RBIs, and a 724 OPS. J-Rod gave up a home run off his glove last night to Grisham, and he hit one. So it's a wash. Max Fried sets and he fires. The first pitch is bounced to the third baseman, fired across the dugout or the diamond to first base. Peraza puts J-Rod away for the second out of the inning. 2 pitches and 2 outs. Weather on the field is 62 degrees. Raleigh sets up. Fried fires. First pitch is a 4-seam fastball inside corner for call, strike 1. Count is 0-1. Raleigh takes a step out of the box, a little bit of timeout. Not sure what the heck he needs a timeout for after 1 pitch. Raleigh's hitting 241 on the season with 13 home runs, 27 RBIs, and a 926 OPS. And Fried sets and fires. Raleigh fouls the pitch off. The count is now 0-2. And Fried sets. And he fires. And Raleigh hits a fly ball to Cody Bellinger. Bellinger takes it easily, and that's 3 up and 3 down. We have Austin Wells, Anthony Volpe, and Jason Dominguez coming up in the top half of the second. We're off to another commercial break. For you that have joined the stream, if you haven't, please hit the like buttons. If you're watching in the shadows and are not subscribed, please consider subscribing to this channel. And if you think there's value in our content, well, my content, since I'm the only one here tonight, share it out with your friends, your families, neighbors, anyone who's a Yankee fan, baseball fan, dogs, cats, neighbors. Just share it out. And I like seeing the chat being active. We got a little bit of humor going on in there. Appreciate that. Joe's feeling a little bit under the weather, so he couldn't join us for this evening's stream. Hopefully, he's resting his leg and taking it easy like he's supposed to. Well, Stephen, Negative Nancy not here. We're good. Yep, good to see you in the stream, Joe. You know what? People are entitled to their opinions. I can respect that. And, honestly, Yankees haven't won a series in a long time, but I don't think that expanding the payroll is going to be the way for us to do it. And I see John the Beagle Dad hopping into the stream. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you being here. And Sean Browning. I think that it's interesting the timing of Rob Manfred removing all those players from the exempt list. So there are some very good ball players who are going to get the opportunity to make the Hall of Fame. Okay, Woo sets, and the first pitch, Wells fouls sharply down the first baseline. Count is 0-1. Wells on the season is hitting .215 with 8 homers, 28 RBIs, and a 760 OPS. Woo sets, and the second pitch is way up out of the strike zone to bring the count to 1-1. We see Anthony Volpe sitting in the on deck circle, hoping to time up Woo's fastball. Woo sets and fires, and Wells hacks it and knocks it foul to bring the count to 1-2. Is Wells going to come through with a base hit, or is he going to go and grab some pine? And Woo sets and he fires, and Wells fouls that pitch off. Count still remains 1-2. Woo's taking the signal, and he sets and fires, and Wells fouls another one off. Count is still 1-2. And Woo sets, fires the pitch, and it is what I would class as a strike, but the umpire did not call it, so the count evens up at 2-2. And Wells goes after a changeup off the plate to strike out for the first out of the inning. Volpe is up to bat, and Woo sets, and he fires, and Volpe looks at a sinker right down Broadway for call, strike one. And Woo fires. Volpe fouls the second pitch off. He's down 0-2. And Woo sets and he fires. Pitch is high and out of the strike zone, so it brings the count to 1-2. Nice 96 mile an hour four seamer. We have Jason Dominguez up on deck. And Woo fires. And Volpe looks at call, strike three. So that is back-to-back strikeouts for Brian Woo. So we have Jason Dominguez coming up to bat. He did not play last night, so this is his first at bat in this series. And the first pitch is a 94 mile an hour sinker down low. Dominguez is hitting .250 on the season with 5 home runs. And Woo sets and fires, and Dominguez swings through the pitch to even the count up at 1-1. And Woo sets and fires, and the next pitch is up and out of the strike zone to bring our count to 2-1. Is the audio level for this broadcast good for y'all? There were some complaints yesterday that it was a bit choppy. And Wu sets and fires. 2-1 is down low and gets the strike call to even the count up at 2-2. And Wu sets and fires. The ball is down low, so the count goes to 3-2. All right, thank you, CT. And Wu sets and fires. Dominguez hits a ball to center field, but J Rod is drifting and puts it away to record the third out of the inning. Yankees go down in order. We have Rosarena, Garver, and Moore coming up to bat in the bottom half of the second. They are heading into a commercial break. Well, CT, so far we've gotten one hit. Guess what, brother? I told you before, and I'll say it again. Be prepared for a dogfight because that's what this is going to be tonight. I imagine as the team was talking to Oswaldo, his inspirational speech probably had something to do like injuries happen, time to play ball. Let's go, Yankees. Apparently, the report that we got earlier is they have flown Oswaldo back to New York. So don't have a timetable. Yeah. We have Cabrera CT reporting prepare back to have surgery. So he's out for the season in your opinion, or in your personal opinion. Check your long post. All right. All right. We haven't had a flexible and athletic team for a while. It's a great blend of rookies, vets, and good pitching. And we are first in almost every offensive category, and the pitching has been all right. Completely agree. And let's see, Max Fried is on the bump again. He sets, and Rosarena takes the first pitch in for a ball. Rosarena is hitting 246 on the season with 5 home runs, 20 RBIs, and an 824 OPS. In his time at Tampa, he was a Yankee killer. Fried sets and throws a beautiful sweeper that catches the outside corner for called strike one. Count is evened up at 1-1. Fried sets and he fires, and the pitch is fouled off. Makes the stand just barely. Goldschmidt gave chase, but to no avail. Count is 1-2 on a Rosarena, and he's heading to the dugout to pick up a new piece of lumber. And Fried sets, and he brings the pitch inside to even the count up 2-2. Fastball just missed off the plate. And Fried sets and fires. Reyna hits a drive to right field. Judge is camped and catches the hand two-handedly to record the first out of the inning. And Mitch Garver steps up to the plate. Max Fried delivers the first pitch, a four-seam fastball out of the strike zone. Brings our count to 1-0. On the season, Garver is hitting 203 with one home run, 6 RBIs, and a 636 OPS. And Garver hits a line single right up the middle. So the Mariners DH gets the first hit for the Mariners. We are in the bottom of the second. The score is 0-0. There's a runner at first with one out, and Dylan Moore is up to the plate. He takes a 75-mile-an-hour curveball for call, strike one. And Fried sets and fires another curveball. This time it's in the dirt and evens the count up to 1-1. Fried sets and he fires a fastball that's swung through by Moore to bring the count up to 1-2. Dylan Moore is hitting 284 on the season with 7 home runs, 13 RBIs, and an 875 OPS. Hey Eric, glad to see you in the stream. Welcome. And Fried sets and fires. The ball is hit past a diving Peraza, and that puts runners at first and second for the Mariners. So we are in the bottom of the second. The score is 0-0. There are runners at first and second with one out. So that is back-to-back singles for the Mariners. And Donovan Solano is coming up. He's hitting 143 on the season. No home runs, 1 RBI, and an OPS of 316. Fried sets and he fires a four-seamer, called strike one. Fried checks on the runner at second, and he fires a changeup that is just off the outside corner, and it looks like Solano checked his swing, is confirmed by the first base umpire. So the count is 1-1. And Fried sets, fires a curveball off the plate to bring the count to 2-1. Fried sets and he fires four-seamer that is just up out of the strike zone, and the count is now 3-1. All right, Max, it's time to dig deep and get nasty. And Fried sets, fires a ball that is hit sharply at Peraza, and they turn to 6-4-3 double play. And we have Peraza, Vivas, and Grisham coming up to bat. Eric, you're joined at a game that is going to be a dogfight tonight. We have the Mariners ace going up against the Yankees ace this season, and they have not disappointed thus far. Yankees have The Yankees have no runs on one hit and no errors, and the Mariners have no runs on two hits and no errors. And we are in a commercial break listening to Yickety Yak and Frickety Frack, and they're advertising the damn Subway series like it's the only series that's going to be on available for baseball this coming weekend. So CT's got the jokes rolling. And we are back to the uh, Yes Network stream. And we have Brian Wu back on the mound against Oswald Peraza. He fires his first pitch, and Peraza bounces it to the third baseman Williamson. He fires across the diamond to record the first out of the inning. One pitch and one out. And we have Yorbid Vivas coming up to bat. He's hitting 158 on the season with no home runs, 3 RBIs, and a 515 OPS. And Wu sets and fires a sinker that is off the plate to bring the count to 1-0. We're in the top of the third inning, one out, no runners on, and the 9-hole hitter up to bat. Vivas chops the ball to the second baseman, slow roller, and fired to first to complete the second out of the inning. Wu has thrown 3 pitches and has 2 outs. So he is very pitch efficient thus far. Trent Grisham is coming up to bat. He's 0 for 1 on the evening, and his first at bat was a flyout. And Wu sets and fires the first pitch, catches the outside corner for call, strike one. Nice 96-mile-an-hour fastball. And Wu sets on the mound. And he delivers a pitch that is inside, even the count up at 1-1. And Wu sets and he fires. And it is popped up. Crawford backs up and he's just off the infield and puts it away for the third out of the inning. Very easy inning for Wu. They have Tavares, Williamson, and Crawford coming up to bat in the bottom of 3. And the update from CT is the Tigers and the Red Sox are tied 7-7 in extra innings. Now we have another update from CT. Boston has taken a 9-7 lead. So that was turnabout. Very quick play. I hope that y'all are enjoying the stream and the play-by-play. If you haven't, please hit the likes. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And if you find value in this content, please share it out with other baseball fans, your friends, your family, cats and dogs, and recommend the stream. We are currently at, I want to say 88 subscribers, I think. So I'd like to hit the 100 mark sometime this season. And Fried sets and he fires the first pitch to Tavares. It is just up and out of the strike zone for ball one. Tavares is hitting .229 on the season with 1 home run, 11 RBIs. Tavares is a switch hitter. And Fried follows with a nice sweeper, 77 miles an hour. Catches the inside corner, called strike one. Count is even at 1-1. Fried sets and fires, and the ball is fouled off to the first base side. Count is now 1-2. And Fried sets and he fires. And for God's sakes, that was a strike in the upper quadrant and doesn't get called for a strike. Count evens up at 2-2. And Fried sets and he fires another fastball that is in the exact same corner, which should have been another called strike, but 2-0. The count is 3-2. Fried sets and he fires the payoff pitch, and Tavares swings over the top of it, chased a four-seamer that was down and in, and it was not in the strike zone. And Fried records the strikeout this inning. First strikeout of the inning. And the 9-hole hitter, Ben Williamson, is coming up to bat. He's hitting .244 on the season with 1 home run, 11 RBIs, and a .595 OPS. Yeah, CT is a nice K 3 times, 2 of them not called. And Fried sets and fires a curveball that is way out of the strike zone for ball one. Fried sets and fires, and the ball is lined down the right field line, but it is foul. Brings the count to 1-1. And Joe's reporting that the Tigers win 10-9. Fried sets and he fires a fastball that is off the plate for ball two. Count is now 2-1. We are in the bottom of the third. The score is locked up at donut. There is 1 out and nobody on base. And the count is 2-1 to Williamson. Fried sets and he fires the pitch in. Williamson fouls it into the first base side stands to even the count up at 2-2. Fried sets and he fires and fouls the ball straight back to the backstop. The count still remains 2-2. Fried has 32 pitches in the game thus far, and they have J.P. Crawford on deck. Fried sets and fires a changeup that is low and away, brings the count to 3-2. And Fried sets and fires. Pitch is once again fouled off, and the count still remains 3-2. Max steps off the mound and he's cleaning his spikes. And Fried sets and fires. The pitch is fouled off again, and the count still remains 3-2. Williamson staying alive. And Joe from the NY Yankee Mania, what the hell is that? Is reporting that Javi Baez hit a 3-run home run. Fried sets and he fires, and the ball is bounced weakly to Peraza. Peraza fires across the diamond in time to record the second out of the inning. As I said, time and time again, Peraza is playing from a deep spot, but he is conceivably the best glove in the Yankee organization from A all the way up to the major leagues. His bat may not be where we need it to, but his glove damn sure is. And J.P. Crawford is up, and the four-seam fastball is called strike one. And Fried bounces the ball in the dirt, bring the count even to 1-1. And Fried sets and fires. His second pitch is a sinker in the dirt, brings the count to 2-1. Fried is up to 39 pitches in the game. And Fried sets and fires. And ball is at the top of the strike zone, and a miracle happened. The damn umpire actually called it a strike. Count evens up at 2-2. 2 outs with nobody on, and we are in the bottom of the third. Donut to donut. Fried fires, and Crawford fouls it off. The count remains at 2-2. Ken, you know that Joe guy? Pablo is the key to the team's future. Yeah, okay. And Fried sets and fires the 2-2, and Crawford fouls it off down the third base line. And Fried sets and fires. And the cutter draws a swing by Crawford to record another strikeout in the inning. And that does it for the Mariners as we head to the top of the fourth. Joe likes Nutella donuts. That is quite unhealthy, my brother. That's a heart attack on a plate. I hope that everyone is enjoying the stream. I'm enjoying calling the play-by-play for you. As advertised, this is going to be a dogfight for damn sure, and it hasn't disappointed. Definitely a pitcher's duel. Yeah, you do that, CT. I'd appreciate it. Joe, if you're still in the stream, CT's got to get me a Wells jersey and he's got to get you a Reyes jersey. I say we do it, do a dual stream, and have a jersey burning contest. And Judge is coming up to the plate. And Wu sets. Fires the first pitch to the captain. It's a slider off the plate. And it is ball one. Aaron is 0 for 1 on the night with a fly out in the first. And the pitch is a sweeper. The Judge swings through, and it was off the plate. And Wu fires another sweeper trying to draw a swing off of Judge, but he does not uh, bite on it. And the count is now 2-1. And Wu sets and fires, and Judge swings through a fastball to even the count up at 2-2. Judge steps out of the plate when he has a 2-strike count, picks up a rock and throws it to the side, taps the dirt off his shoes, and he's back in the box. Wu sets and he fires a sweeper off the plate. Judge chases it for a strikeout. So that's one down. I am not sure why they call the pitch a sweeper. It's a damn slider. Same pitch. And Bellinger is up to bat. He has the only hit by the Yankees this evening, and he takes the first pitch, a sweeper in the dirt. And Wu sets and fires a slider that is up and should have been called a strike, but they didn't. So the count is now 2-0. And Bellinger takes a chop at a high fastball misses and evens count up at 2-2. And Wu sets and fires. Four seamer way out of the strike zone, and it brings the count. It's 3-1. Wu sets and he fires. Four seam fastball that was off the plate, but the umpire seemed to call it for a strike. So once again, we need to get the freaking crane operator to pull the umpire's head out of his ass because that's another horrible call. Wu sets and fires, and Bellinger fouls it off. Count remains 3-2. We are in the top of the fourth. There's one out, no runners on, and a full count to Cody Bellinger. We have Paul G sitting on deck. Wu sets and fires, and Bellinger chases a ball out of the strike zone for strike three. So the second strikeout of the inning. Bellinger chased the ball out of the fucking strike zone. And Paul Goldschmidt steps up to the plate. First pitch is hit hard liner at Crawford, and he makes a leaping grab to record the third out of the inning. 1-2-3. And J Rod and Raleigh are the first two batters in the hopper coming up in the bottom of the fourth. Should be Garver. I swear to God, they need to pass the ABS system in because these freaking umpires are changing the composite of the game because they can't do a simple thing like call balls and strikes. Bellinger should have walked that at bat, but no. Three pitches later, he ends up striking out. That's horse crap. So, as advertised, we have a pitcher's duel going on for game two of the Yankees Mariners this evening. And would I be surprised if the score ended up being 1-0? I would not. And Freed fires the first pitch to J Rod for ball one. J Rod is 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out. The second pitch is hit sharply through the hole between the third and shortstop. And that is another runner on base. Nice hitting by J Rod. drove a changeup. Fried sets, and the first pitch to Raleigh is fouled off. They're showing the stat that Fried's ERA has dipped to a 0.99. Raleigh is 0 for 1 on the night with a line out to the first baseman. Fried throws over to first, and J. Rod is back in time. And Fried sets and he fires, and the ball is high. I see that Jacob Petruzzi has hopped in the stream. Just wanted to support you, my brother. I appreciate you being here. The count is 1-1, and Raleigh hits a drive to center field. Grisham takes it off the wall, and he fires it in. They're waving Rodriguez in, and he is in, safe at home. It is an RBI double for Cal Raleigh, and the Mariners jump out to a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the fourth. So we have a runner at second with nobody out, and the dangerous Randy Arozarena is coming up to bat. And the pitch is fired. Rosarena hits a line shot. Peraza stabs it and records the out. Outstanding play by Oswald Peraza. And that's why he is playing third base tonight. Mitch Garver is up to bat, and a sweeper is in there for call, strike one. Garver is 1 for 1 this evening with a single in the second. Free checks on the runner at second. He steps off the mound to chase Raleigh back to second. And we see that Lou has jumped in the stream. Appreciate you being here, brother. Fried sets and he fires a sweeper that should be a strike, but it's not called a strike. So the count evens up at 1-1. As mentioned before, they need to man the crane there to pull the umpire's head out of his ass because he is not calling balls and strikes well. Fried sets and fires. Four-seam fastball inside, bringing the count to 2-1. The Mariners lead 1-0. We're in the bottom of the fourth, and the count is 2-1 on Mitch Garver with a runner at second and one out. And Fried fires a sweeper that is swung over the top of to bring our count to 2-2. And the 2-2 is a four seed that's up and out of the strike out to bring the count up to full. 3-2. And Fried fires a sweeper that is grounded to Peraza. He fires across the diamond to record the second out of the inning. Raleigh stays put at second base. Fried is up to 55 pitches on the game. Dylan Moore is on base. There's a runner at second, and there are two outs. And Fried sets and he fires a four seamer up and out of the strike zone for ball one. Moore is what for what on the night with a single in the second. Fried sets and he fires. Second pitch is a ball down in the dirt. Count is now 2-0. Fried checks on the runner at second, and he delivers the pitch. A beautiful sweeper that should have been called another damn strike, but once again, not. The count is now 3-0. What freaking horse crap. Once again, umpires changing the complexion of the game. Fried sets and he fires a four seamer that is called for a strike. Gee, why not just walk him? And the Mariners have Donovan Solano sitting on deck. And Moore calls timeouts. So it gives Fried a couple of seconds to breathe. Moore is back in the box. Fried sets and he fires the four seamer off the plate for ball four. So that is a 2-out walk. Looks like the pitching coach is coming out and they're having a conference on the mound right now. Donovan Solano is coming up to bat. He is 0 for 1 on the evening. And once again, they're talking with the glove over the mouth. Don't really understand the point of it. And the announcers for the Yes Network are complaining about the balls and strike calls. And Fried, he sets and he fires. The first pitch is a four seamer that is on the outside corner for a strike call. Holy moly. Infield is playing back, and Fried fires a sweeper that catches the bottom corner, but once again is not called a strike. ABS. And Fried fires another sweeper. Oh, this time it's called a strike to bring the count to 1-2. This guy should be on the bench, freaking getting splinters in his butt after that strikeout that didn't happen. And Fried sets and he fires, and the ball is foul tipped into Wells's chest protector. Count remains 1-2. And the 8-hole hitter, Leody Taveras, is on deck. Fried sets and he fires. It's a four-seamer that's off the outside part of the plate. That was Fried's 22nd pitch of the inning. Fried sets it, he fires. A four-seamer that's off the plate. And once again, we have another 3-2 count. And Fried checks the runner at second back. We have a hail of boos coming from the fans. We are in the bottom of the fourth, and the Mariners lead 1-0. Their runners at first and second with 2 outs. And the count is full on Donovan Solano. Fried sets and he fires, and the ball is once again fouled off. Solano stays alive, and the count remains 3-2. And this is the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Fried sets, and he fires, and it is fouled off once again. Count still remains 3-2. Stephen B., this ump is so bad. Wholeheartedly agree. Fried takes a timeout, and another hail of boos comes from the fans. Solano's in the box, and Fried sets and he fires, and the ball is once again fouled off. And the count remains 3-2. And that was the 9th pitch of the at-bat. So we're coming up to the 10th pitch of the at-bat. Fried sets and he fires. And this time the ball is fouled off down the third base line once again. Count still remains 3-2. Fried's pitch count has gotten up to 70. And Fried sets and fires. This time it is hit foul. That one was just barely foul. And Fried has thrown 28 pitches in this inning. And here comes pitch number 12 of the at bat. And Fried sets and he fires. This time the ball is driven to center field. And Grisham backs it up to the track and he retrieves the ball to record the third out of the inning. Thank God it's over with. And from Joe at NY Yankees Mania, not looking too good. The umpire stinks and Max is wild. Well, he threw 29 pitches in the inning. Tends to wear you down a little bit. So Yankee hitters at this point need to take some pitches and give Fried a bit of a break. I'm going to step away from the computer real quick and be right back. And we are back. And we have Austin Wells stepping up to the plate. Wu is on the bump. He sets and he delivers the first pitch, and Wells fouls it off. Wu is at 50 pitches in the game thus far. We're in the top of the fifth. Mariners lead 1-0. And the pitch is up and out of the strike zone to even the count up at 1-1. Wu sets and delivers, and the ball is hard chopped to second baseman. Moore throws the ball off the line, and Wells runs into the first baseman, who is in the baseline, to record the first out of the inning. It is a miracle that the first baseman wasn't injured. So the trainer and the coach are out looking at Solano. And Volpe steps up to the plate. Wu fires, and the ball is off the plate. Bring our count to 1-0. Wu sets and he fires, and Volpe swings through and misses the fastball. Brings our count to 1-1. And the pitch is down low. And the pitch is fired, and Volpe fouls it off. And let's see, the camera decided to try to commit suicide, and Volpe hits the ball into center field. Sorry about that, fellas. Suicidal camera. For God's sakes. And the pitch is into Dominguez and fouled off. All right. Sorry about that, fellas. And the pitch is fired down low to Dominguez. The count is 1-1. And Wu fires, and Dominguez swings through the pitch, evens the count up at 1-1. Or 1-2, I mean, excuse me. And the pitch is bounced foul. Count remains 1-2. And Wu sets and fires, and the ball is down low. The count is now 2-2. And Wu sets and fires, and Dominguez swings and misses. Another inning that went 1-2-3. That is 13 in a row for the Yankees being retired. This has definitely not been one of the top called games that I've ever seen. God damn it. I swear to God, I'm going to get duct tape and tape this damn camera in spot. And Max is up on the bump, and he fires the first pitch in to Leody Taveras for ball one. And Fried sets and fires. The second pitch is down low for ball two. And Fried sets. And he fires, and the ball is swung over the top of for strike one. Count is now 2-1. Taveras is 0 for 1 on the night. And Fried fires a pitch inside, brings our count to 3-1. Fried sets and fires, and the ball is fouled down the third baseline sharply to bring the count to 3-2. For the love of God. And Fried sets, and he fires, and the ball is down low. So he walks the leadoff batter. I'm not sure. I haven't seen Bill this evening. Is there anyone warming up? No. And the first pitch to Williamson is fouled off. Taveras has taken a good lead. Fried's checking on him. He brings the pitch to the plate. It's off for ball one. Evens up the count 1-1. Fried sets and he checks on the runner, and the pitch is foul tipped back to Austin Wells. Count is now 1-2. And Fried steps on the mound. He's checking Taveras. Taveras is heading back. Goldschmidt's holding him on, and the pitch is fouled off to the backstop. Count remains 1-2. And Fried once again sets and delivers the pitch. And he chased a fastball up out of the strike zone to strike Williamson out. There's one out. So, Stephen B., what are we making for food? J.P. Crawford, the leadoff hitter, is up to bat. And Fried sets and he fires. The first pitch is called strike one. Holy crap. Uh, Fried is checking on the runner. And he delivers the pitch. It's a fastball up and out of the strike zone to bring the count even to 1-1. And Eric comment, man, we're making Max work tonight. Honestly, I didn't see that coming. Uh, honestly, I think the umpire is making Max work because he's not calling strikes that are plainly in the strike zone. And he throws a sweeper that catches the inside corner to bring the count to 1-2. Fried once again checks on the runner. He sets and fires, and Crawford swings at a sinker down out of the strike zone. And that is back to back strikeouts for Max Fried. And J Rod is up to bat. He's 1 for 2 today. And Fried sets. And he fires over to first. Tavares is back. And Fried sets and he fires. And the ball is fouled off to bring the count to 0-1. And the curve ball is bounced foul. Count is now 0-2. Fried is ahead of Rodriguez 0-2. Rodriguez singled in the fourth and scored the only run of the game on the Cal Raleigh double. And the pitch is fired just outside to bring the count to 1-2. And that brings Fried up to 90 pitches. Fried sets and he fires, and he got him swinging through the four seam fastball to record the third out of the inning, and that is 3 straight strikeouts for Fried as we head to the end of the fifth and top of the sixth. Mariners lead 1-0. All right. So, for those of you that are in our live stream listening to the play-by-play, I hope that everyone is enjoying the call. Uh, and For those that are here, if you haven't, please hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and feel free to make comments in the chat. I'm checking on them loosely. Uh, as promised, this is a pitcher's duel thus far. Max Fried is at 90 pitches and may come out for a few batters in the sixth. And comment from CT. So, how is Ken doing tonight? Ken is doing just fine. Ken is just aggravated with the damn umpire because he doesn't seem to be calling an accurate strike zone whatsoever. And the first pitch, Peraza hits it deep to center, but Rodriguez brings the pitch or the ball in for the first out on the warning track. Wu is sitting at 64 pitches. And the 9-hole hitter, Yorbid Vivas, is coming up to bat. And the first pitch is fouled off, bringing the count to 0-1. Comment from Stephen B. Ken, did you see what I did today? Let me scroll back up. I didn't catch it. Saved an oil tank from leaking all day so you can replace it tomorrow and put a furnace blower motor in, change out today. Hell yeah, that's a freaking pain in the ass day. And the first or the next pitch from Wu is up and out of the strike zone, evening the count to 1-1. We're in the top of the sixth inning. Mariners lead 1-0. There is one out, and the count is 1-1 on Yorbid Vivas. And Vivas swings through a 96 mile an hour four-seam fastball, bringing the count to 1-2. And the pitch is up and out of the strike zone, evening the count at 2-2. Wu was retired 14 straight Yankees, so it's time to knock this shit off and actually get a runner on base. And Wu sets and fires, and Vivas fouls it off once again. Count remains 2-2. Not to mention maintenance on 3 boiler furnaces. Yeah, you had a busy day, brother. And Wu fires, and Vivas stays alive, fouling the pitch off once again. Stephen B., not a chance in hell. And Wu sets and fires, and the ball is up and out of the strike zone. Count is full. And Wu sets, and he fires, and the pitch is once again fouled off. And still remains 3-2. And Wu sets, and he fires, And Vivas swings through the pitch, 15 in a row for the strikeout. And we have Grisham stepping up to the plate. And we have leadoff hitter Trent Grisham up to bat. And he pops the first pitch up in the air. And Taveras slides, but it drops in for a hit. Taveras slid in for the ball and it bounced off of his glove. So that is the first base runner since the first inning for the Yankees. And we have the captain coming up to bat. I am surprised that they did not class that as an error on Taveras. And Wu sets and he fires a sweeper on the inside corner for call, strike one. Wu sets and he fires, and Judge fouls it straight back to the backstop. It's a nice 95-mile-an-hour fastball. And the count is now 0-2. If I was a bet man, I would say sweeper off the plate. See if he can get Judge fishing. And Wu delivers, and the pitch is a fastball up and in for ball one. I was wrong on that one, but I still bet money that he's going to fire a sweeper in there off the plate. Wu sets and he fires the sweeper that I anticipated off the plate, and that brings the count to 2-2. Judge is in the box, and he cracks a shot into right field, and he does not make the catch, and Judge hits a single. So we have back-to-back singles with Judge and Judge and Grisham on base. Yankees are threatening. We have a runner in scoring position. We have Cody Bellinger coming up to bat. Not exactly sure why Taveras decided to slide on that trap or on that hit from Judge. Bellinger is up, and the first pitch is way outside for ball one. Bellinger is 1 for 2 on the evening with a double in the first. Wu sets and he fires. The second pitch is up and out of the strike zone. And Wu sets and fires, and Bellinger pops the ball up for the third out of the inning as Arozarena is drifting and retrieves the ball. So the side is retired, and we are going to see Raleigh, Arozarena, and Garver in the bottom of the sixth. Seattle leads 1-0. Yankees have no runs on 3 hits, no errors. The Mariners have 1 run on 4 hits and no errors. So once again, an opportunity by the Yankees to get back into this game, and we failed to do so. All right, fellas, I'm going to step away for a sec. And we are back. And they are showing the bullpen budget. So Fernando Cruz is on the bump. He's working for the second night in a row. He has a 2.66 ERA and 20 innings pitched, and the opponent batting average is 181. And Cruz sets and he fires. His splitter is down in the dirt for ball 1. And Cruz sets and he fires. The next pitch is a 4-seam fastball, called strike, inside corner. And the next pitch is check swing, brings the count to 1-2. And Cruz finishes scuffing the ball up. He sets and he fires. And the pitch is off the plate to even the count at 2-2. And Cruz sets and fires and bounces it, throws a splitter that bounces at 58 feet. So the count is now full. And Cruz sets and he fires, and the pitch is fouled off. The count remains 3-2. Ed Cruz fires a beautiful splitter that Raleigh swings over the top of to record a strikeout at the first out of the inning. And that is the 6th strikeout for the Yankee pitchers tonight. Randy Arozarena, Yankee killer, is up to bat. He's 0 for 2 on the night, and Arozarena hits a chopper that goes foul down the third base line. Count is 0 and 1. And CT Card says Max's shortest start since the second game of the season. Arozarena is 0 for 2 on the night with a flyout and a lineout. And Cruz bounces another 58-foot splitter in the dirt to even the count at 1 and 1. Cruz fires and Arozarena swings over the top of another splitter, bringing the count to 1 and 2. Beautiful pitch. Cruz sets and he fires, and Arozarena swings over the top of another splitter for strike 3. So Cruz has 2 Ks on the inning. And Mitch Garver is up. He's 1 for 2 on the night, and he takes a sinker up high for call, strike 1. Garver had a single in the second inning. Cruz fires a splitter that is taken for ball 1. And it looks like there are 2 pitchers warming up for the Mariners, Spyler and Vargas. And Garver swings over the top of a splitter. The count is now 1 and 2. Cruz sets and he fires another splitter that is taken for ball 2. We are in the bottom of the sixth. The score is 1-0. There are 2 outs with no runners on base. Mitch Garver is up to bat, and the count is 2 and 2. Cruz sets and he fires a splitter that is just inside, brings the count to 3 and 2. Cruz sets and he fires a fastball that is called strike 3. So Cruz strikes out the side. We have Goldschmidt, Wells, and Volpe coming up in the top of the 7th. And there will be a new pitcher coming in, I believe. So, as promised, this has been a pitcher's duel this evening. 1 run scored, and Wu had retired 15 straight Yankees before they broke through with a couple of hits from Grisham and Judge. So, are we able to get to the Mariners bullpen? Are we able to put runs on the board? I guess that question is going to be answered here very shortly. In the pregame on Joe's stream at NY Yankees Mania, talked about it being a one run game, regardless, whether it be 5-4, 3-2, 1-0, and it hasn't disappointed. So we are witnessing a true pitcher's duel. This season, Tier 1 pitchers have given the Yankees problems, and tonight was no exception to that rule. Wu has pitched a brilliant game this evening. And the name that Yankee is up. The player played for the Cubs in 84, 85 to 97, 87, he was a Yankee, and 88 to 93 a Mariner, ended his career as a Marlin. He had 569 hits and a career batting average of 261. And Wu was actually up on the mound once again. He sets and he fires. The first pitch is a sweeper that is up high for ball one against Paul Goldschmidt. Goldie is 0 for 2 on the night with a fly out and a line out. And Goldschmidt hits a pop up to can of corn to center field. Rodriguez jogs in to record the first out of the inning. And the batter is Austin Wells. He's 0 for 2 on the night. Wu sets and he fires. Sweeper that is called strike one. Right down Broadway. Wells has struck out and grounded out this evening. Wu sets and he fires. And Wells grounds the ball foul to bring the count to 0 and 2. And Wu sets, he fires, and the pitch is up and out of the strike zone to bring the count to 1 and 2. Are you guys alive? I haven't seen anything typed for over 7 minutes in the chat. And Wells hits a foul ball down the first baseline. It's going to roll into the corner. And Wells is digging for two. Taveras digs it out of the corner, and Wells has a one-out double. So it looks like the manager is going to come out and retrieve his pitcher, and thank God Wu is out of the game. We have Mr. Chicken Parm, Dominguez, and Peraza coming up to bat. So, CT, you're working on notes for tomorrow's AM with Joe. All right. So, what are you researching, CT? And left-hander Dave Spire is coming into the game. He has a 2.40 ERA in 15 innings pitched. The opponent batting average is 200. And Anthony Volpe is stepping up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout and a lineout. Spires fires his first pitch, a fastball up and out of the strike zone, a 95-mile-an-hour four-seamer. And Spires sets, checks on the runner at second, and fires another four-seamer off the plate to bring the count to 2-0. And Spires fires the next pitch down low to bring our count to 3-0. So what we should not see is Volpe taking a swing here. And the next pitch is a sinker down the heart of Broadway, called strike one. The count is 3-1. And we have Jason Dominguez coming up on deck, and Volpe fouls a four-seamer back into the stands. Count is now 3-2. We are sitting 1-0 Seattle. In the top of the seventh, there's one out with a runner at second, and the count is 3-2 on Anthony Volpe. And Spyler takes a step off the round, off the rubber. Volpe is back in the box, and Spire fires, and Volpe hits a high fly down the left field line, and it just makes the stands. So the count remains 3-2. Spyler sits. He fires the pitch, and it is down low, and he walks Volpe. So now the Yankees have runners at first and second with one out, and Jason Dominguez coming up. Spyler is a left-handed pitcher, so they're forcing Dominguez to turn around and hit from the right side. Dominguez is 0 for 2 on the evening. Dominguez is hitting a 119 versus left-handed pitchers, although he did have a four-bagger in Sacramento the last series. And it looks like they're having a meeting on the mound as Dominguez is coming up to the plate. So the Martian is stepping up to the plate. We have Volpe at first, and we have the Martian at second. Jonathan comment. Spires fires the first pitch, and Dominguez swings over the top of a four-seamer. Count is 0-1. Yankees need to score this inning. From Jonathan. Couldn't agree with you more, brother. And the pitch is up and out, and there is a double steal, not even a throw. So the Yankees now have runners at second and third with one out. Spyler was not paying attention to any of the runners, and they just took off. And the next pitch is a four-seamer that is up and inside to Dominguez. So the count is now 2-1. Infield is in for Seattle. Spyler sets and he fires, and Dominguez swings through the pitch, evening the count up at 2-2. And the 2-2 is swung on and missed for strike three. So the second out of the inning, it was a slider down and in, and Dominguez couldn't hold up. It was a ugly swing. So we have Oswald Peraza coming up to bat. Spyler sets and he fires. First pitch is a four-seamer that catches the lower right or lower left-hand corner of the box, called strike three. Or strike one. That. And Spyler fires a sweeper that gets the outside corner. The count is 0-2. It's funny. That exact same pitch that Fried was throwing was not called for a strike earlier in the game, but now it's strike, strike. And the pitch to Peraza, he swings through and strikes out. And that is 3 down for the Yankees. So we strand 2 in scoring position. Once again, runners at second and third with less than 2 outs, and we cannot muster a run. Disappointing, disappointing, disappointing. As we move to the bottom of the 7th inning. My wife is traveling to Texas on Thursday, and she and her sister are going to catch the Rangers and Astros for a game. It is 11:46 on the East Coast, Eastern Standard Time, and we're about 2 hours and 11 minutes into this stream. Game seems to be progressing very quickly. We had a great opportunity to score and even the game up, and just couldn't do it. The Yankees have no runs on 4 hits. The Mariners have 1 run on 4 hits. Wu went 6 1/3 innings, gave up 4 hits, no runs, and he had 6 strikeouts. Max Fried gave up 4 hits, 1 run, 2 base on balls, and 5 strikeouts. And Mark Leiter Jr. is coming into the game. He has got a 3.52 ERA. Opponent batting average is 237. And his first pitch is a curveball to Dylan Moore, in for a strike. Moore is 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. Leiter sets and he fires, and Moore fouls the ball all the way back to the backstop. The count is now 0-2. Leiter takes the 0-2 and it is fouled off. Count remains 0-2. And it looks like Jorge Polanco is in the on deck circle for Seattle, so he will be pinch hitting. And the pitch is a splitter down in the dirt to bring the count to 1-2. And Leiter sets and he fires. The pitch is once again in the dirt, even in the count at 2-2. And the pitch is swung over the top, a beautiful splitter, and Leiter strikes more out. CT. Am I going to join Joe in the AM? No, I am not. On Wednesdays, I have to take my grandson to school, and we leave at 8:15. So not enough time. And Polanco steps up to the plate. Leiter sets and he fires. And Polanco fouls a sinker off to the third base stands. Polanco is a switch hitter. And Leiter sets and fires. In the second pitch, a sinker is fouled off to bring the count to 0-2. And Leiter sets and brings the sinker in, and it bounces at 58 feet. Polanco takes it and brings the count to 1-2. Once again, Leiter sets and he fires, bounces it all the way to the backstop. So Leiter was up 0-2, and now it is 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch is delivered, and he swings and misses over the splitter. So 2 down in the bottom of the seventh. 2 strikeouts for Leiter. Cruz came in for Fernando Cruz came in the last inning, faced 3 batters and struck out 3. Is Leiter going to be able to come in and strike 3 out? We will see. The first pitch is a curveball in, called strike 1. Leody Taveras is the batter. He is 0 for 1 today. He had a walk in the 5th inning. And Leiter sets and fires, and Taveras swings over the splitter. So the count is 0-2. And on the 0-2, it is down in the dirt. In the 5th inning, Max Fried recorded 3 straight strikeouts. Fernando Cruz recorded 3 strikeouts, and Leiter has 2 strikeouts. And the 1-2 is hit down the left side. Volpe is drifting and retrieves the ball to make the third out of the inning. We have Vivas, Grisham, and Judge coming up to bat. What I was trying to say is that the Yankees had recorded 8 straight strikeouts. I'm going to step away from my computer for a sec, and I will be right back. Matt Brash is coming in to pitch the eighth. He has a 0.0 ERA. Opponent batting average is 222. And we have a pinch hitter coming up, Ben Rice. Brash sets and he fires. First pitch is a four-seamer off the plate for ball one. Ben Rice is hitting 256 on the season with 9 home runs, 20 RBIs. And the first pitch is a slider in for call, strike one. Brash sets and he fires. The ball is down low. Bring the count to 2-1. Umpire confirms that Rice did not swing through the pitch. And he steps up to the plate. Brash fires a knuckle curve that freezes Rice, brings the count to 2-2. Brash sets and he fires, and Rice swings over the top of a slider for strike three. And we have Trent Grisham stepping up to the plate. He singled in the sixth, and he takes a slider in for call, strike one. And Brash fires a changeup that is down in the dirt, evening the count at 1-1. Brash sets and he fires a slider that is in for call, strike two. Count is 1-2. Grisham steps out of the box, calls timeout, and Grisham steps back into the plate. Brash sets and he fires another knuckle curve that is down in the dirt, evens the count 2-2. Brash sets and fires, and the slider is down and low. The count is full now, 3-2, and we have the captain, Aaron Judge, sitting on deck. Brash sets and fires, and Grisham stays alive, fouling off a sinker. Count still remains 3-2. Grisham is back in the box. Brash sets and he fires. And Grisham hits a line drive to left field for a base hit for Trent Grisham. Tying run is on first, and the captain is coming up. So what do you want to think that the captain is going to see a steady diet of pitches low and away? The judge takes a slider off the plate. He checks his swing, and the freaky umpire at first says that he went around. Horse pucky. Brash sets and he fires a slider off the plate. The judge swings through. The count is now 0-2. And as anticipated, another freaking steady diet of sliders. Judge's kryptonite. Once again, Judge steps out of the box with the 2-strike count, picks up a rock and some dirt, flips it off to the ground. Judge is 1 for 3 on the night with a single in his last at-bat. And Brash fires a slider, and Judge swings through it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Down swinging. For the second out of the inning, and Cody Bellinger is up to bat, 1 for 3 on the evening. And he takes a slider for call, strike one. Devin Williams and Luke Weaver are warming up in the bullpen for the Yankees. And Bellinger takes and fouls down the first base line. Count is 0-2. And Munoz is warming up in the bullpen. And Brash fires a knuckle curve that is off the plate for ball one. Brash requests a new ball. He's rubbing it up. Grisham takes his lead. It's a ball and 2 strikes, and the ball is down low to even the count up at 2-2. Bellinger is in the box. Brash fires, and Bellinger hits a line drive to center field. Rodriguez records the third out of the inning. So Williamson, Crawford, and Rodriguez are coming up to bat in the bottom of the 8th. And I suspect that we will see Devin Williams coming into the game. And the Yankees are going to face Munoz, the closer for the Mariners, in the top of the ninth. Munoz has 13 saves on the season and has not given up an earned run this year. So and Luke Weaver comes into the game. First pitch is up and out of the strike zone to Williamson for ball one. Weaver sets and he fires. Beautiful four seamer that catches the bottom corner, called strike one. Count is even at 1-1. And Weaver sets and fires, and the ball is hit to right field. Judge moves it back, and he catches it short of the right warning track to record the first out of the inning. And it looks like DJ LeMahieu is in the game. He is playing second base for the Yankees. And J.P. Crawford swings at the first pitch and misses. Crawford is 0 for 3 on the night with the groundout and 2 strikeouts. And Weaver sets and he fires a changeup down low to even the count up at 1-1. Weaver sets and he fires, and Crawford fouls the pitch off. The count is 1-2. And Luke sets and he fires. The ball is just up out of the strike zone. The count is now even at 2-2. Weaver sets and he fires, and Crawford fouls it off into the stands. Count remains 2-2. And Weaver sets and fires. The 2-2 is a changeup in the dirt, brings the count to 3-2. So in the top of the ninth, you're going to have Goldschmidt, Volpe, and Wells up to bat. Weaver sets, and he fires a fastball that catches the outside corner. Crawford checks the swing, but it is a strike, and that is 2 away. And J-Rod is coming up to bat. He scored the only run of the game. He singled in the fourth and was driven in by Cal Raleigh. And J-Rod hits a pop-up, and Weaver makes a diving attempt to catch the foul ball, but does not make the catch. J-Rod is back in the box. Weaver sets. The count is 0-1, and he fires. And Crawford fouls a ball sharply down the third base line. The count is now 0-2. Weaver sets and he fires, and Rodriguez swings and misses, and that's the side retired in order. Like I said, we have Goldschmidt, Wells, and Volpe coming to face the monster Munoz. Bringing up a comment from Lou. Looks like pitchers can feed Judge sliders, and they got his weakness. Well, I've been claiming that his kryptonite is the slider blown away for years. Like I said, if I was a pitcher, that's all he would ever see from me is slider, slider, slider. We are headed to the top of the ninth, and we are 2 hours and 37 minutes into the stream. I want to thank everybody for staying up with me to listen to the play-by-play for this game. It is 12:12 a.m. here on the East Coast, so it's a late night for everyone. If you haven't, please hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing, and share this channel out with anybody that is a baseball fan. I appreciate all of y'all being here. If you guys weren't here, there wouldn't be point in having a stream. So thank you for your support of NY Yankees Mania and Yankees The Ugly Truth. My play calling partner Joe was not feeling up to calling the game this evening, so I'm taking the call by myself. But we will be calling tomorrow's rubber match on NY Yankee Mania at 4 o'clock. Munoz is 13 for 14 and save chances, and the batting average against him is a 121. Goldschmidt leads it off, and he sees the first pitch and fouls a 98-mile-an-hour fastball off. Count is 0-1. Goldschmidt is 0 for 2 tonight, or 0 for 3, excuse me. Goldschmidt takes a slider up and in for ball one. The slider was 94 miles an hour, so that's a little ridiculous. And Munoz fires a slider that Goldie swings over the top of to bring the count to 1-2. Info note from CT, greatly appreciate you doing the play-by-plays. Not a problem. And the second pitch is off the plate, evens the count at 2-2. Munoz fires a fastball in that hits Goldschmidt on the hand, and he is taking his base. And that is not what we need as another injury. And Austin Wells is coming up to hit. He's 1 for 3 with a double in the seventh, and he has a stolen base. And Munoz sets, and he fires. Goldschmidt takes off, and he steals second base. So he moves into scoring position. The pitch to Wells was called a strike. So they are lifting Paul Goldschmidt from the game and putting Pablo Reyes in to pinch run for him. So Reyes is on at second, and the batter is Austin Wells. He swings through a slider way in off the plate. So the count is now 0-2 on Wells. We have a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Are we going to be able to tie the game up at least? Munoz fires, and the ball looks good. It should have been a strike, but the umpire didn't call it, and the count is 1-2. They are doing Wells bounces the ball, tapper to the left side. Williamson fires the ball to first base to record the out at first, and Reyes advances to third. So we have a runner at third base with one out, and we have Anthony Volpe coming up to bat. The grid chart shows that The two outfielders in center and left are dead red. Do not run on them. Randy Arozarena, the outfielder in left field, is a green. Run on him all day long. So now the team is meeting up on the mound to discuss the strategy to Volpe. So can Chicken Parm come through for us, and bring in the game-tying run? All the Yankees are sitting up on the top step. Glad to see that my kid Sis is in here. And Munoz fires the first pitch. It's a slider that Volpe swings over the top of, for the love of God. Count is 0-1. Mariners have the infield drawn in, and Volpe checks his swing. It's tapped, and the throw is wide at home, and the runner scores. Volpe scampers to second. So the Yankees have tied this game up 1-1, and Anthony Volpe is sitting at second base. It was a check swing. The first baseman rushed his throw and threw it all the way to the backstop. Reyes' speed allowed him to get in there, slide through, and touch the base. And Volpe runs into the umpire heading to second on the wild throw, and he makes it into second. So are we going to see Volpe make an attempt to steal third base on this one? It's a fielder's choice on the first baseman, or fielder's choice and an error on the first baseman. And Jason Dominguez is up to bat. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a flyout, and he has switched back around to the left side. First pitch is a slider that was off the plate. Munoz comes and sets and fires, and Dominguez swings over the top of the slider. 1-1 is the count. Dominguez has the opportunity to bring in the go-ahead run. Munoz sets, and he turns around. Volpe is back to second base. Don't know why he tried to bring Volpe back. He was damn near standing on the bag anyhow. Now Munoz sets. Volpe takes the lead, and Dominguez fouls the ball down the first base line. Count is now 1-2. The score is 1-1, tied up in the top of the ninth. We have a runner at second with 1 out. Jason Dominguez has a 1-2 count on him, and he is the batter of record. Munoz sets and he fires and gets the call, a low fastball, called strike 3. Volpe or Dominguez is arguing. Boone grabs Dominguez to get him out of the way. Now Boone is arguing and is going to get pumped on this one. I think he's already. So he is getting his money's worth, because this umpire has been beyond crap for calling balls and strikes tonight. Freed made that pitch all night long, couldn't get a strike, and this one was actually lower than the pitches that were not called strikes. Boone is getting his money's worth with the crew chief. The third base umpire has come and put himself between the two. Boone is gone. Definitely down out of the zone. And if the damn ABS system was in, that would be challenged. Damn it. And they're replaying Dominguez questioning the call. Munoz sets and fires. We have Peraza up to bat, and the first pitch is, go figure, a called strike on the slider. Munoz sets and he fires. Peraza fouls the ball down the first base line. The count is now 0-2. We have a runner at second base with 2 outs. Peraza takes the pitch and he taps it foul. Count still remains 0-2. So he stays alive for the time being. Can Peraza come through and be the hero of this game for the Yankees? Munoz sets. Volpe's bouncing. And Peraza fouls the ball off once again. The count still remains 0-2. Munoz sets. Peraza takes the pitch off the plate, bring the count to 1-2. Ump's giving Mariners better strikes than he does us. Been apparent all night long. And the 1-2 is up and in to Peraza to even the count at 2-2. Munoz has got 21 pitches in this inning. And he sets and he fires. The fastball is way outside. The count is now 3-2 on Oswald Peraza. If he gets on base, DJ LeMahieu will be coming up to bat. Munoz sets and he fires, and Peraza fouls the ball down the third base line once again. Volpe's got his double oven mitts on, and he's looking like scoring if Peraza manages a hit. Peraza takes the pitch, and he hits a sharp down to third base. Williamson gets the ball, and he fires across the dugout to record the third out of the inning. So the question is Luke Weaver going to stay in the game for the ninth inning? Or are we going to see Devin Williams come in? Weaver hasn't pitched in a while, and I think that if I was the manager, although Boone's not there, I would be keeping Weaver in for the bottom of the ninth. I think that if CT, why do I think we see Williams? I would leave Weaver in, and 100% agreeing with me. Go figure. Somebody actually agrees with me. Comment from my kid sister. The Yankees are overcoming bad calls, so no worries, Yankees fans. As you know, with this freaking Ghost Runner rule, we have Sean Browning chiming in here. Weaver 9, Williams 10th. On the evening, the Yankees have 1 run on 5 hits. The Mariners have 1 run on 4 hits and an error. And it looks like Luke Weaver is staying in for the ninth. Cal Raleigh is coming up to bat, and Rosarena follow, and Garver. Raleigh is 1 for 3 with an RBI double in the fourth. And Luke, the Dreamweaver, sets and he fires his first pitch in. Raleigh taps it weakly to the first baseman, and it is tagged for the first out. Goldschmidt is out of the game. It looks like Bellinger is now playing first base. Pablo Reyes remains in the game as the left fielder. Yankee killer Randy Arozarena is stepping up to the plate. Weaver sets and he fires a beautiful 96-mile-an-hour fastball that paints the outside corner for call strike one. This is Bellinger's first appearance at first base for the Yankees this season. And Weaver sets and fires. Arozarena swings through a 94-mile fastball at the top of the strike zone for strike two. Arozarena is 0 for 3 with a lineout, flyout, and a strikeout. And Weaver sets and fires a changeup that is down low. Count goes to 1-2. And Weaver sets and fires. Arozarena fouls the ball off. The count remains 1-2. Let's see. We got a comment from Joe. It's a good thing I'm not on now because my rant would be heard from here to Japan. And a ha-ha from CT. Weaver is on the mound. He sets and fires. The pitch, 1-2 pitch is up and away, evening the count at 2-2. Weaver sets and fires, and Arozarena swings through the pitch for strikeout. So we have Weaver climbing the ladder, and Arozarena just could not catch up to the pitch. We are in the bottom of the ninth, and Mitch Garver is up. There are 2 outs. The score is tied 1-1, and there are no runners on. And Garver hits a sharp ground ball to Volpe, who fires across the diamond to record the third out of the inning. So we're going to have some free baseball coming up. DJ LeMahieu is going to be making his first plate appearance of the regular season for 2025. And we have gone to a commercial break. And as everyone here knows, I am the anti-fan of the freaking Ghost Runner. I hate the Ghost Runner. Home team is seriously advantaged by it, and the Yankees have not done well with in extra frames when we are away. So Peraza should be the Ghost Runner at second for us, with DJ coming up to bat. CT, since the implementation of the Ghost Runner, when the Yankees are on the road, They are 3-10. And let's see if DJ's swings in Double A and Triple A. And DJ is stepping up to the plate. He appears to be injury free. Carlos Vargas is stepping up to the plate or on the mound for the Mariners. Opponents have a 311 batting average against him. Vargas is a high velocity pitcher, and the first pitch is in a 96 mile an hour fastball that DJ fouls off. The count is 0-1. Boone has been ejected twice this season thus far. Vargas sets and he fires. The pitch is a slider inside to even the count at 1-1. And Trent Grisham is on deck. Vargas fires a slider that is off the plate, but DJ does not check his swing, and the count is 1-2. Would not be surprised if he threw that pitch once again. LeMahieu swings over the top of the slider and is out. One away. Not productive. And Trick Grisham is stepping up to the plate. He takes the first pitch and he swings. He checks his swing, but the umpire at third base says that he went around, so the count is 0-1. Grisham is 2 for 4 on the evening with 2 singles. Vargas sets and he fires, and Grisham fouls the cutter off. Count is 0-2. Grisham takes time out. Grisham is back in the plate. And no balls and 2 strikes, and a cutter is down to bring the count to 1-2. The 1-2 is in the dirt and evens the count at 2-2. Raleigh does a good job of keeping the ball in front of him. Peraza takes an advanced lead. He's skipping around, and Vargas disengages from the mound to force Peraza back to second. Peraza once again takes the lead. Good secondary, and the pitch is way inside. So the count is now 3-2 to Grisham. And we have the captain, Aaron Judge, sitting on deck. And the pitch is up, and Grisham swings over the top for strike 3. Slider in the dirt. And the captain is up to bat. What do you want to bet that he sees a steady diet of sliders? Never mind, they're not going to pitch to Judge. He is intentionally walked. So Cody Bellinger is going to be up to bat. He is 1 for 4 on the evening. He had a double of the first inning. And Vargas sets and fires a slider that is down and away for ball 1. And the pitch is fired. It is another slider off the plate. The count is 2-0. Devin Williams is warming up, and he will go out for the bottom of the 10th. Vargas sets, and he fires a 97-mile-an-hour sinker on the inside portion of the plate. Call strike 1. Vargas sets and he fires, and Bellinger sends a ball high in the air to right field. Tavares camps under it to record the 3rd out of the inning. And Devin Williams will be coming in the bottom half of the 10th. In extra inning games this season, the Yankees are 1-2, and the Mariners are 2-3. This is a championship club. I can't get a run home from second base. Yeah, it's hard to do when 2 non-productive outs exist and you don't advance the runner at any given point. Strikeout and a strikeout. Runner's not going anywhere. And we're back to the stream. Devin Williams threw 4 pitches last night. He is here to pitch the bottom of the 10th in a 1-1 game. Batting average against Williams is a .275, and his ERA is a 9. He has 11 walks on the season and 16 strikeouts. Dylan Moore is coming up to bat. He's 1 for 2 on the evening. Actually, they are pinch hitting Miles Mastrobuoni. A left-hander is coming in to hit. He's hitting .222 on the season. And Mitch Garver is the runner at second. Bet that the yep shows bunt and he fouls it off. Little to no doubt in my mind that they were going to try to sacrifice to move the runner to third. They're in at the corners, and the 0-1 is bunted down the first base line. LeMahieu is at first to record the first out, and the runner advances to third base. Good bunt executed by Master Boney. And Rowdy Tellez is coming off the bench to pinch hit. Tellez is a veteran left-handed batter. And Osmus is coming out to the mound to talk with Devin Williams. Tellez is the last batter off the bench. There is nobody left. Tellez is hitting 192 on the season with 6 home runs, 19 RBIs, and a 682 OPS. And Williams sets and he fires. The first pitch is a 94-mile-an-hour fastball in there for call, strike one. Williams sets and he fires. Changeup in there for call, strike one or strike two. Nice changeup. And the 0-2 pitch is popped up to the shallow center field, and Grisham makes the catch. No chance at advancing the runner. So that is 2 outs. The score is, we're in the bottom of the 10th, and the score is tied at 1s. There is a runner at third base with 2 outs, and Leody Taveras is coming up to bat. He is 0 for 2 on the evening. He has a walk in the 5th inning. Taveras is hitting from the left-hand side. Williams sets, and he fires a nice changeup that Taveras swings over the top of. Changeup is looking a little bit nasty tonight. Williams sets, and he fires. Fastball that is up and away to even the count up at 1-1. Williams sets and he fires. Changeup is called, strike two. – Count is now 1-2. Tavares takes time out, steps away from the box to adjust his gloves and get his mind set. Williams sets and fires a fastball up and out of the strike zone, bringing the count to 2-2. And the 9-hole hitter, Ben Williamson, is on deck. And Williams fires a fastball that is fouled off to the backstop. The count still remains 2-2. So Joe has calmed down apparently because now he's got jokes. 2-2. How do you do? And do. Williams sets and he fires, and the pitch is fouled off down the first base line by Tavares. Count still remains 2-2. That's 11 pitches for Williams. Tavares has not faced Williams in his career. And Williams is on the bump. He sets and he fires. And the ball is tapped weakly to the second baseman, DJ LeMahieu, who fires to Bellinger at first to record the third out of the inning. And they did not score in the bottom of the 10th. Reyes, Wells, and Volpe are coming up to bat. So the Cardiac Kids are back up again. Hopefully we can actually score a damn run in the top of the 11th. Joe, I'm glad to see that you are in your normal cheery mood. You got the Three Stooges coming up: the Junk, the Chicken Parm, and the Eggplant Knuckleheads. I think if you're looking for the equivalents, you have Pablo, Chicken Parm, or Corn Dog, and Chicken Parm. And another pitcher is coming in, Casey Lugamina. He's coming into the top of the 11. The batting average against him is a 171. The ghost runner at second is Cody Bellinger. So is there any chance in hell that Pablo Reyes actually bunts the ball here? Reyes is hitting 174 on the season with 1 RBI and a 414 PS. And the first pitch is a fastball down low for ball one. And the pitch is a four-seam fastball right down Broadway for strike one to even it up. And the pitch is in. It's grounded to the shortstop, but Bellinger advances to third. So Reyes actually had a productive out. Glad to see you hopping in here, Real Bill. And we have Austin Wells. He's 1 for 4 on the day. He has a double in the seventh and a stolen base. And the sweeper is swung over the top of by Wells. For God's sakes. The infield is drawn in for Seattle. And Wells takes the first pitch and he pops it up to the infield. Tellez makes the catch to record the second out of the inning. So now we have Mr. Chicken Parm coming up to bat. He is 0 for 3 on the night with a walk in the seventh and a stolen base. And the first pitch is up and out of the strike zone for ball one. And Tim Hill is warming up in the bullpen, and the next pitch is a sweeper off the plate to bring the count to 2-0. And a sweeper catches the corner from Laguna to bring the count to 2-1. And Jason Dominguez is batter on deck. Gumia fires another four-seam fastball. This time catches the outside corner for strike two. The count is now 2-2. And the pitch is off the plate. Now the count is 3-2. We're in the top of the 11th. The score is 1-1. There are 2 outs with a runner at third and a full count on Volpe. And the pitch is off the plate, and Volpe takes a walk. And the Martian, Jason Dominguez, is coming up to bat. He's 0 for 4 on the night with a flyout and 3 strikeouts. So this is not the time to earn your freaking golden sombrero. It's time to put the ball in play. The catcher, Raleigh, is coming up to the mound to talk with the pitcher. Is Volpe going to make an attempt to steal second? Dominguez is once again batting from the left side, the better of his two. And Volpe takes off. Dominguez fouls the ball off. The count is 0-1. Volpe takes a lead. The 0-1 is up and out of the strike zone to even the count at 1-1. And Dominguez chops the ball to second base, a weak roller. Mastrobuoni flips to Tellez to retire the side. Once again, the Yankees failed to score. And Williamson, Crawford, and Rodriguez are coming up to bat in the bottom of the 11th. Joe, if you would have come up for the play-by-play, I could send you the link and you could hop on. And Joe is going to join me on this stream.
Hey Ken,
Hey,
you're you're killing me on this stream, man. It's so funny. They they are so pathetic. It's really pathetic.
and Leody Taveras is the runner at second, and Williamson, the 9-hole hitter, is at bat, and he takes the first pitch and fouls it off. Tim Hill is on the bump for the Yankees. Williams is 0 for 3 on the night with a groundout, strikeout, and a flyout. And the first pitch is hit into right center field. It's a base hit. And rounding third is Taveras, but he is held up. So now there are runners at first and third with no outs.
Nice.
Good throw from the outfield. And I see CT hopping in the back.
Good morning.
Oh my God. Grisham and Judge are going to split the outfield, and they're bringing Reyes in to be a fifth infielder.
Ay, ay, ay. We might as well just stay up and wait for 8 o'clock.
And the pitch from Hill is sliced down the left field line, and it is a fair ball. And the Mariners are going to win this game.
Everything the Yankees can't do. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Well, as advertised, this was going to be a pitcher's duel, and our boys could not get it done in extra innings once again on the road. Not as an unanticipated thing. Like I said, I freaking hate the ghost runner rule. Joe, do you want to do a post game, or you just want to sign off?
No, I'm going to be screaming my head off, so I'm better off calming down for the coffee and bagels.
All right.
Good night, everyone. I hope you enjoyed Ken's stream. He did a really great job. And unfortunately, we got to watch this garbage What's going on. This is absolute garbage. They play like this against the Mets. The Yankees don't even belong on the same field with that team. That's all I'm going to say for tonight. Actually, everyone, have a good night. Ken, you did a great job.
Thanks.
You guys have a good night, okay? We'll see you in the morning.
All right. For everyone in the stream, I want to thank you all for spending your evening here watching the play-by-play. Tomorrow, Joe is going to be on at 8 o'clock with the Breakfast and Bagel Show, and we'll go over the game more so. I'm dragging butt. I'm aggravated as hell, and I'm just going to lose my shit if I talk. So I will let Joe do the post game review. CT will be on with him tomorrow. Before you leave, if you haven't, please hit the like, subscribe, drop any comments that you want after the stream ends. Got any words for us, CT? Your lips are moving, but there's no sound coming through.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, sorry. This Ghost Runner thing's killing me, but I just hope tomorrow we, bring our A game. But tonight, this is unbelievable. Just unbelievable. I have no words to tell you the truth, Ken. Just as you said, you're frustrated. So am I. I don't want to say anything I'll regret.
Good night, sis. Yes, you're damn right. It's a disappointing game. Tomorrow, we're going to be on NY Yankee Mania at 4 o'clock to call the rubber match of this game. It was a hard fought battle, but once again, the Yankees cannot pull out hits. They can't execute properly on the road in extra inning games, and the team paid the price once again. So, with that being said, I'm going to sign off for the night. Thanks, CT, for coming up.
Thanks, Ken, very much for doing the game tonight. I really appreciate it.
And hopefully the combo team of Joe and Ken results in 10 plus hits and 10 plus runs tomorrow.
That's what I was saying. We were missing Joe. We had no runs. We needed Joe and Joe to get the runs.
And we're going to be facing up against Luis Castillo tomorrow. And who the hell's our starter?
Warren?
Yep. Will Warren will be our starter tomorrow.
Yep. So I thought.
So hopefully the young lad pitches to a certain degree of confidence, and we can pull out the series win and head back home and prep for the Mets over the weekend for the Subway Series. So,
yeah,
like I said, once again, thank you. Thank you for staying on this late with me, and good night. We'll see you in the funny pages.
Take care, Ken. Thank you.
Yep.